Following Dan Priestley's keynote at ACT Expo 2025, most articles discussing the Tesla Semi have reiterated the same key points: a 500-mile range, a 1-megawatt charger, and a large Nevada facility capable of producing 50,000 units annually. While these details are significant, they only scratch the surface of the potential impact this truck could have on the US freight economy. Currently, fleets are still assessing the Semi through a diesel versus electric perspective, overlooking much larger economic benefits. The figures presented in today's episode are based on actual market prices and peer-reviewed data, shifting the focus from whether the Semi will succeed to how your profits could multiply with 50,000 Tesla Semis on the road. Rest assured, we won't suggest you take a driving test and embark on a trucking career.
Early 2020, I got exclusive access to see the Tesla Semi being durability tested in Alaska. With brutal negative 20-degree weather, the all-electric Semi is tested to the max. With 3 motors, it can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in just 20 seconds, all while towing 80,000 pounds. That's 3 times quicker than a normal Semi.
However, let's first explore why the Tesla Semi has remained relatively quiet. Is the Tesla Semi a reality? Where is it? The ACT Expo 2025 keynote dispelled cancellation rumors by presenting solid evidence of progress. Construction teams are nearing completion of a dedicated 1.7 million square foot Gigafactory in Nevada, designed to produce 50,000 semis annually, providing the program with its own high-volume production facility rather than relying on Model Y assembly lines. Additionally, Tesla has confirmed funding or permits for 46 public Megacharger stations, each capable of delivering 1 to 2 megawatts, sufficient to add 350 highway miles in just 30 minutes. Insights gained from this real-world data are informing a product update that includes a lighter HV battery redesigned mirrors and improved driver visibility. Pilot production is set to continue until 2025, with a gradual increase in volume expected in 2026 as supply chains and megawatt infrastructure are aligned. The Tesla Semi has shifted from flashy promotions to tangible implementation, positioning itself to transform long-term economics as diesel prices, labor shortages, and carbon regulations converge. So how does the Tesla Semi change the economic landscape? It will feature an MCS charge inlet capable of exceeding 1 megawatt of charging. According to Dan Priestley, the new HV pack can store nearly 1 megawatt hour of energy, which is sufficient to power an average US home for over a month. Now, envision a regional distribution center with 20 semis. During the night shift, these trucks are typically parked and connected to chargers remaining idle. Collectively, they can store around 20 megawatt hours of energy, equivalent to the daily output of a small solar farm. Tesla has also developed a two-way plug known as Epto for the Semi, which usually delivers 25 kW of power to refrigerated trailers. By simply flipping a software switch, it can redirect the same amount of power back to the building, effectively turning the fleet yard into a temporary power plant. California's grid operator, Sezo, reports actual earnings for batteries that either sell energy or help stabilize the grid. In 2021, a 6-hour battery generated a median income of $63.00 per kilowatt per year. The most active sites generated over double that amount. To be cautious, we should reduce those figures by 40%. This is due to the fact that truck batteries may only discharge for a maximum of 2 hours at a time, losing some energy with each cycle. Even after this reduction, a warehouse that allows its parked trucks to send 300 kilowatts back to the grid for 4 hours on a hot summer evening could earn between $75,000.00 and $90,000.00 annually. Last summer, CAISO accepted 1,400 megawatts of demand response power, indicating that regulators already have confidence in mobile storage and fleets can receive compensation for participating. A practical example is the PepsiCo facility in Bakersfield, California, which already utilizes several semi-trucks. Picture 5 trucks arriving at 7:00 p.m., each with a 40% charge. Collectively, that amounts to 5 megawatt hours on standby. They supply 2 megawatt hours to the local microgrid when electricity prices surge to $170.00 per megawatt hour based on actual evening rates from February 2025. They recharge after midnight when prices drop to $55.00 per megawatt hour. The profit for that single night is approximately $230.00. Coupled with the noise from the engine and wind, the experience can be quite harsh. According to the American Trucking Associations, there is an estimated shortfall of around 82,000 drivers by the end of 2024, a number that could escalate to nearly 160,000 by 2030 if current patterns continue. This growing disparity poses a risk to supply chains across the country. Each time a driver resigns, fleets must engage in advertising, interviewing, drug testing, training, and allowing trucks to remain idle. When all these processes are considered, the average cost per driver is estimated at $12,799.00 based on 2024 data. When multiplied by the tens of thousands of vacant positions, the industry is losing over $1 billion, 0 cents annually just to replace personnel. Their findings indicated that noise and vibration account for 38% of fatigue experienced during a 600-mile journey. By eliminating these disturbances, a driver can maintain alertness for an additional 1.2 hours, sufficient to complete a standard 550-mile shift without risking hours of service violations or the danger of dozing off. Thus, the inquiry extends beyond the cost-effectiveness of electric mileage. It also encompasses the retention of skilled drivers when provided with a quieter, cleaner, and stress-free driving environment. For fleets experiencing high turnover, the solution may prove to be more valuable than any fuel savings. The Tesla Semi provides this advantage from the outset. How does the Tesla network enhance the Semi's range to 625 miles? It marks the inception of a dedicated, publicly accessible charging network for Semi. Currently, 46 sites are under development, representing over 300 megawatt capable charging stations that are set to be established this year, with additional sites planned for 2026. At night, stationary semi-trucks can return surplus energy to the depot, similar to various power plants, thereby reducing the facility's electricity expenses. They also serve as authentic rest areas. Peaceful sleeping quarters and rapid handovers replace the tedious wait in budget motel lobbies. The outcome? Both the truck and its crew are prepared to depart sooner and with less wait. Furthermore, a research team published findings in scientific reports that modeled 3 and 4 truck platoons, revealing they reduce aerodynamic drag by 11% to 25%. Since an electric truck meticulously tracks every kilowatt hour, this efficiency transforms a 500-mile battery into one capable of 560 to 625 miles. In practice, a convoy departing from Phoenix could travel directly to the Dallas Charger without any stops. Dan Priestley pointed out that every Semi is equipped with the necessary hardware for the same computer that Tesla intends to utilize for its hands-free, full self-driving system expected to launch in 2025. Imagine this scenario: one human operates the lead truck, while 2 autonomous semis follow closely behind, connected by digital tow ropes. This trio smoothly travels from charger to charger, pausing only for the lead driver's required rest. When 3 semis operate in a platoon, aerodynamic drag is further reduced by an additional 15%, bringing the cost down to approximately 18 cents per mile. In simple terms, even at average electricity rates, a platoon of semis incurs less than 1/3 of the expenses of a diesel rig just to maintain motion. The disparity increases significantly if diesel prices surge or if trucks utilize off-peak night rates for recharging. Given that megachargers are strategically located approximately every 200 to 250 miles, dispatchers can reorganize their routes based on efficient 3-hour driving segments, similar to how airlines coordinate flights through central hubs. This seemingly minor adjustment triggers a chain reaction. It harnesses free, unutilized energy, reduces idle times, and prevents freight from being delayed during a driver's mandated 10-hour rest period, allowing for seamless cab exchanges and continuous movement. Consequently, detention costs decrease as warehouses incur lower charges for trucks waiting at dock. Additionally, this leads to quicker asset turnover, enabling a single tractor to cover more loaded miles monthly, thereby increasing fleet revenue without the need for additional vehicles. These network advantages are often overlooked in basic diesel versus electricity comparisons, yet they could significantly outweigh fuel savings in the long run. Essentially, Tesla's Megacharger network is not merely a collection of charging stations. It represents the foundation of a new high-speed freight network that facilitates the movement of goods with the same efficiency as data packets on the internet. Fleets that adopt this technology early will dominate the fast lanes, while others are still searching for the next truck stop. How did the Tesla Semi generate $22.49 from carbon credit? If you operate trucks in California, you are likely aware of the state's stringent Advanced Clean Fleets regulation, which was poised to be the most rigorous electric truck mandate in the nation until May 6, 2025, when a coalition of 17 states led by Nebraska successfully petitioned a federal court to suspend it. One day, fleets were preparing for stringent zero-emission targets, and the next day those targets disappeared. This drastic change illustrates the dual nature of policy risk. If significant investments are made in new diesel vehicles and regulations revert unexpectedly, those new tractors could become costly liabilities. Conversely, if you already possess zero-emission assets and the credits they generate a sudden regulatory tightening can present a lucrative opportunity. The Tesla Semi positions you advantageously in either scenario. So how can you generate carbon credits? Currently, you need not wait for future legislation to start profiting. Two existing credit programs already compensate fleets for clean miles, such as the low carbon fuel standard credits in California. Each electric mile avoids approximately 1.6 kg of carbon dioxide. Operating a Semi for 100,000 miles can prevent around 80 tons of carbon dioxide emissions annually, with the current market price at $59.99 per ton, resulting in an annual payout of about $47.60 per truck. Additionally, under a federal proposal, the EPA intends to issue one electronic renewable identification number for every 6.5 kilowatt hours of clean electricity utilized as vehicle fuel. The Semi consumes roughly 1.6 kilowatt hours per mile, meaning that over 120,000 miles, it would use 29.5 megawatt hours, equating to 4.5 million, even at a conservative rate of $1.70 each. This translates to an additional $7,656.50 in digital fuel credits. Given that Tesla has already demonstrated 7.9 million miles and established 46 Megacharger stations, what is causing fleet managers to hesitate in adopting the Semi? What are they waiting for? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section below this video. Thank you for watching. If you wish to discover more intriguing information about Tesla EVs or the Tesla bot, please remember to like and share this video. Also ensure you subscribe to our channel and activate notifications so you never miss our latest updates. We value your support and look forward to seeing you in our next video.